Hi, everybody, and welcome to this edition of 3 Minutes to Midnight. My name is Lori Alexander, and I am joined by Robbie D today. Hey, Rob.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey. So, yeah, we're going to talk about something, guys. If you've been following either Robbie or I, either on YouTube or Facebook, you guys have known that we've been talking about this alien deception for a long time now. And it seems that it's gone mainstream.
Yep.
Yeah. Yesterday, I noticed a lot of talk throughout social media, not just Facebook, but YouTube and Instagram. We're also buzzing with this signal that they've picked up from outer space, and SETI has been on it. And before we go any further, to kind of set up the show today, I want to play you guys something. And while we're watching this, I'm going to gather up our notes. Robbie and I are going to get us together. I'm just coming back from rushing off to take care of some errands before we went on the air today. So I apologize that we're late, but let's take a look. Let's just take a look at this. This is from the movie Contact, 1997. And at the end of this movie, it was dedicated to none other than Carl Sagan. So we're going to talk about all this, what this new signal means, and how this fits into the upcoming alien deception. Here we go.
Of an unidentified radio source from deep space can neither be confirmed nor denied. Whatever it is, it ain't local.
Position?
I checked interferometry somewhere in Lyra, I think.
They can't be. It's only 26 light years away.
I want all these people out of here. Your having sent this announcement all over the world may well constitute a breach of national security.
Well, this isn't a person-to-person call. This may be an announcement to get our attention.
The president's called an emergency meeting. You know those interlaced frames that we thought were noise? This says structure.
I'm going to recommend to the president that we militarize this project immediately.
There's no reason to believe that their intentions are hostile.
There's no proof of that.
Why don't they just speak English?
Mathematics is the only truly universal language, Senator. Buried within the message itself is the key to decoding it.
Those look like engineering schematics, almost like blueprints.
It is our belief that the message contains instructions for building some kind of machine.
A machine?
It might turn out to be some kind of a transport.
Transport? The fact is, you don't know what it does. It could be anything.
Nobody's saying this isn't dangerous.
They're going to build it.
Who gets to go?
It's complicated, Ellie.
Who gets to go?
By doing this, you're willing to risk your life. You're willing to give your life and die for this. Why?
I want to draw your attention to something first of all before we even go on. That the main character in this movie, Contact, her name was Ellie. Ellie. I think they pronounce her name Ellie, but Ellie is ELE, stands for Extinction Level Event. Seems very odd that they would name the main character of this movie Ellie. But anyways, regardless of that.
Yeah.
According to sources, like I said, we've been seeing the scuttlebutt on social media the last few days. But here's the thing, guys, this is not new. This signal was picked up on May 15th, 2015. at 1801, 15 seconds, 0.65 or 15.65 seconds, side real time. At a wavelength of 2.7 centimeters, the estimated amplitude of the signal is 750 MJYs. Now, why are they just now releasing this, and why is mainstream media just picking up on this? Well, if you've seen, there's been a lot of interest with the Vatican lately. The Vatican has been putting out there about how, you know, if there are extraterrestrials out there, that, you know, they're our brothers and we'll baptize them. You know, so talk to me, Robbie. What's your thoughts on?
Well, this is how it is. You know, I got up today, normal day. You know, just thought as normal as it can be. as normal as it can be. And I thought, right, okay, I'm going to put CNN on because I obviously have to now and again put the mainstream on. And the minute that I put it on my computer, on my phone, it came up there. It was there, right there. They said they'd found a signal, yeah. And they wasn't going to jump to any conclusions, but they said it was a very strong signal. And immediately my radar went straight through the roof when I said, there you go. Here it is. This is the moment. This is the moment, because this is the, you know, once it hits the mainstream, yeah, you know, the train has left the station. Yeah, the shuttle has left the launch pad, so to speak. Yeah, we know, right, that the deception will have to start somewhere, and here it is. I mean, you played Contact. Now, Contact was one of my favorite films. Yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah, it was one of those films that you have to watch more than once, over and over and over, because that's how Hollywood gets you. Yeah, they try to intrigue you with stuff, right? But a lot of people aren't awake, so they believe, you know, they'll believe what NASA tells you or what Hollywood tells you. And as you said, the Vatican have been very busy at the moment. I mean, they own the majority, over 90% of all the telescopes in the world, including the Lucifer telescope.
Yeah.
And we know that the alien deception, as I said, is going to be coming at some point. Now, they have to start somewhere. Now, they've programmed us with all these alien films and Contact films. Now, Contact was over 20 years ago, if I remember rightly. The thing about 18 years ago. 18 years ago. The thing about the Masons, they like to do things in decades, over a period of time. So they'll put something of significance.
Incrementalism.
Yeah.
Yes, they don't do it. Yes, they don't do it. They don't do anything like, you know, willy-nilly. They plan. It's a chess game to them, Robbie. They plan, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 moves in advance.
Yeah, and each move can be a number of years apart.
Right.
Now, yeah. So they've been foreshadowing what their plans are. Yeah, their plans. I mean, in the mainstream world, their plans is to get the world to be ready for some kind of alien contact. In the conspiratorial analysis world, we know that it is going to be a deception, because unfortunately, and a lot of people that might have heard this for the first time might be shocked at hearing this, there are no aliens. There never was. There never ever was any aliens, right? But they need us to believe that.
But you know what? We're not the only ones saying this. If you guys follow L.A. Marzullo, if you guys follow Dan Quayle, if you guys follow Nicholas 1968, if you guys follow any of the Gons, Face Like the Sun, they're all telling you the same thing. There are no such things as alien beings. These are demonic creatures. These are the fallen angels of the book of Genesis that came down on Mount Hermon. These are not aliens. Even Bill Cooper has mentioned, you know, that he has, you know, he came to the conclusion that these were not extraterrestrials, that these were some sort of demonic entity.
Yeah.
You know, so this is nothing new. This is not our opinions. You know, this is nothing new that we're saying here. You know, this isn't some you know, crazy conspiracy thoughts or, you know, you know, ideas that have just come into mine and Robbie's heads. This is something that's been around.
No.
They've been preparing us for decades. They've been preparing us since the 1940s. They've been preparing us since Roswell. They've been
preparing us for centuries, to be honest. Yeah, you know, I mean, if you look at a lot of the medieval paintings, they do put the UFOs. They like to slip the UFOs in there, in the Egyptian hieroglyphics, in the Incas, the Mayans. You know, they've all had some kind of extraterrestrial contact or whatnot. I mean, we're not just speaking this because, you know, we're some kind of nuts or whatever. I personally was one of the biggest sci-fi fans. I know that you were. We were the biggest sci-fi fans out there. All, you know, I believed in the possibility of life out there and planets and whatnot. Yeah, but since I came into the truth, I had to, unfortunately, put that away. Yeah, that is playground stuff now. That's in the past. Yeah, now I know the truth. Right, you see where NASA is coming now. Oh, they keep discovering all these planets now, all these so-called planets, these exoplanets, these Keplers and whatnot. Yeah, it's all part of the occult deception to make you believe that there are planets and life out there and possible intelligent life. It's all fitting into the satanic deception of this contact that we're going to get.
Right, and you know, and we've been conditioned through the images of Cassini. We've been conditioned through the images of Hubble, and you know, these images that they're, you know, putting forward. First off, Hubble and Cassini, they were Freemasons. But this equipment was named after. You know, and you know, if you look, I mean, come on, when NASA, we know NASA is just blatantly lied to us for the last, you know, decades. Since its inception, it was created to deceive. You know, you look at these images that they're putting us as, you know, oh, it's space, oh, it's planets. You know, they're just CGI. They're, you know, did you guys know that NASA employs the most artists of any? I mean, more than colleges, more than any other agency, more than any other company in the world. NASA employs more artists. Oh, yeah. So, you know, this is something.
I mean, who was the guy, the comedian, who used to tell jokes about NASA? In fact, he used to work for NASA as a conceptual artist. He used to he used to paint planets for him.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to find that. I'll find that. We can put it up.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you know, and you mentioned about, you know, how we have to uncondition ourselves. You know, the Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians 13:11. It tells us, you know, when I was a child, I spoke like a child. Wait a minute. Let me think. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know it's 1 Corinthians 13:11. I apologize. I believe I spoke it correctly.
That's all right. I'll find it. I'll correct you if it's not right.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on a second. Let me think.
No.
When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Yes, I think that's it. So I've been definitely working on my memory skills with it. Yeah. Been deep in reading the Bible lately, so yeah, you know, this isn't something new, and I want to get to the articles. Or actually, let's play you guys a. Let's do this. Yeah. I'm gonna play you guys a tape or a video. Actually, hold on a second. Screen share. And then once we play this, we're going to go over where the signal originated, which I think is kind of interesting in itself. So let's take a look at this. This is called Strong Alien Signal Traced to Sun-like Star Sets SETI on Alarm. Now, for those of you that don't know who SETI is the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. It was created by Carl Sagan back in the 1970s. It's an array of telescopes in New Mexico desert, also down in, I believe, Central America, has SETI SETI telescopes down there, a huge array. I used to actually belong to the SETI public. I used to have one on my computer about, what is it, 2016? I think 2005 I joined. Downloaded their programs onto my computer so I could actually listen to what they were listening to. It's search for extraterrestrial intelligence, privately run company. It's supposedly not militarized and it's not through the government, but I don't buy that for a minute. But here's what they have to this Cosmos News has to say about it.
SETI researchers are buzzing about a strong spike in radio signals that seem to come from the direction of a sun-like star in the constellation Hercules, known as HD 164,595. The signal conceivably fits the profile for an intentional transmission from an extraterrestrial source, but it could also be a case of earthly radio interference, or a microlensing event in which the star's gravitational field focused stray signals coming from much farther away. In any case, the blip is interesting enough to merit discussion by those who specialize in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, or SETI, including Century Dream's Paul Gilster, who brought the case into the public eye this weekend. Gilster reports that the signal spike was detected more than a year ago, on May 15, 2015, by the Ratan 600 radio telescope in Zelenchukskaya. That facility is in the North Caucasus Republic of Karakovo-Shakesha, not far from the Georgian border. The apparent source of the signal, HD 164,595, is interesting for a couple of reasons. It's a sun-like star, about 95 light-years away from Earth, and it's already known to have at least one warm Neptune planet called HD 164,595b. There could, of course, be other planets still undetected in this system, Gilster says. The case has been compared to the one-time only WOW signal of 1977, or the more recent controversy over KIC 8,462,852, also known as Tabby's star, or the alien megastructure star. There's been no word of a sequel to HD 164,595's blip in the more than 15 months since it was recorded. Nevertheless, Gilster says it's due for discussion at next month's International Astronautical Congress in Mexico. The researchers behind the detection, led by Nikolai Bursov of the Russian Academy of Sciences Special Astrophysical Observatory, rate HD 164,595 as a good candidate for SETI investigation. Permanent monitoring of this target is needed. Doug Backoak, president of San Francisco-based METI International, says his research group plans to try observing HD 164,595 as early as tonight, using the Pocket Optical SETI Observatory in Panama. In an email to GeekWire, he explained why he and other SETI scientists have an obligation to follow up on intriguing prospects. Standard SETI protocols call for confirmation of possible signals from a separate observatory. This helps ensure that the original signal didn't arise from a technical glitch in the original observatory, and it helps rule out a hoax perpetuated by some enterprising graduate students targeting a SETI experiment. In the past, plans for SETI follow-up observations have focused on confirmation of the original signal, seeking a repeat signal at the same frequency. That's a critical step for confirmation, and we don't yet have evidence that this sort of follow-up has happened for HD 164,595. In addition, we need to be alert to the possibility that if we do really find a signal from an advanced civilization, they're also transmitting at other frequencies than the one where we first detected them. That's why it's so important to prepare for follow-up SETI observations at both radio and optical frequencies, to be launched as soon as we detect a credible candidate signal at any frequency. Babcock was involved in follow-up observations of Tubby's star last year, and he plans to keep watch on Proxima Centauri as well.
Okay, so like this video just confirmed, actually, the signal was picked up May 15th, 2015. Not new, but just, I don't know. Robbie and I have discussed before, we don't believe in coincidences. So this information was released on mainstream media for a purpose. I'm going to, because they brought up something. Uh-oh. Robbie get kicked out again? Okay.
I'm right here. I just thought I'd send you something to play in a while.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it.
Yes.
They brought up the topic of the signal that's the WOW signal. The WOW signal was back from the 70s. This is something that, like I said, it's known as the WOW signal. I can't remember, 1970 something, but this was the last time that we got a signal from, well, it's a supposed signal. But let's hear what Stephen Hawking, also another Freemason, has to say about the WOW signal, because I think this could be labeled WOW 1.0. Actually, the signal that we've gotten now. So he'll see what he has to say about it.
Would be full of the story. And yet, if aliens are here, I suspect the newspapers would be full of the story. And if
hold on, I'm not sharing. Let's do this again, guys. Sorry, I forgot I stopped sharing. Duh. Here we go. Okay, take 2. There we go. All right, there we go, guys.
In my opinion, if aliens are here, I suspect the newspapers would be full of the story. And if governments are involved in a cover-up, they're doing a much better job at it than they seem to do at anything else. So the lack of alien contact raises a serious scientific problem.
Where is everybody? We've been listening to space for over 40 years. And in all that time, we've picked up nothing. Well, except for one mysterious occasion. On August 16, 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio picked up a signal that became famous. The telescope listened to space by scanning the skies as the Earth rotated. And just once, it recorded a signal that got everyone excited. The WOW signal, as it became known. The signal was a steady source of radio waves, just the kind an alien race might send, because it stands out from the radio static that fills the universe. A computer recorded the signal as 6 letters and numbers. Astronomer Jerry Ehrman saw the data and wrote one word in the margin. Ehrman and others subsequently searched the same patch of sky many times, but found nothing. The WOW signal had vanished. The whole mysterious episode reveals that making contact with aliens via radio is always going to be difficult. In such a vast universe, Messages take a long time to reach their destination. The WOW signal appeared to come from a star system 200 light years away, so it took at least 200 years to reach us. If we sent a reply, it would take another 200 years to reach them, by which time they might have forgotten they sent anything and stopped listening for a reply. Worse, they might well have destroyed themselves in the meantime. The human race very quickly discovered the power of the atom bomb. If the same holds for intelligent aliens, then they might not last long. Perhaps they all blow themselves up soon after they discover that E equals mc squared.
Yeah, well, it kind of lost me when they said that the Earth had rotated to pick up the signal.
Well, yeah,
but
we have to
we have to give them their side of the story, you know.
Right. And I want to thank Eddie. I want to thank Eddie in the room. He said that the WOW signal, he gave me the date, it was August 15th, 1977. So yes, I want to thank Eddie for being on top of that for me. For those of you that don't know who Stephen Hawking is a well-known, world-renowned scientist, physicist. He has what's known as Lou Gehrig's disease. The man should have died decades ago. The fact that he's even alive is, is amazing.
Well, I was listening to I was doing some research literally 2 weeks ago when two people were having a discussion, and they were basically saying that he's being put into a medically induced paralysis, and he has a team of people behind him that are actually the ones that are actually saying all the stuff for him. He's not actually saying none of it. He's being held against his will.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. As a matter of fact, his current wife was charged with domestic violence against him, I believe, at one time.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, he doesn't at this time, but he used to hold the seat at Cambridge University, the same seat on the round table per se that Galileo did. We both know that Galileo was also a Freemason and part of the deceptions of this upcoming alien deception. Like you said, Robbie, this has been in place for numerous years.
Yep.
Yes.
It's generational. It is generational.
Right.
Yeah.
Galileo was also, part of the upcoming deception. Excuse me, upcoming deception. Now, let's talk about this upcoming deception, shall we?
Let's do.
Okay. We have been telling you guys about a second. Project Bluebeam. And I'm going to pull up let me just do something. I'm going to pull up that, and I'm going to pull up, I apologize, I have to do this as we go. Normally I would have these tabs just pulled up and all I have to do is just access them, but I'm trying to keep my computer from overheating, first of all, and trying to keep it from bogging down. So let's see, I want that one, and I want Exo Vaticana. Okay. So we've told you numerous times about Project Bluebeam. And Project Bluebeam is, let me pull this up. I'm going to do a screen share for you all so you guys can take a look-see at this. This is through the Bibliocalipades page. Can never pronounce that. I will put the link in the chat room for you guys to follow along if you would like. Copy, paste. There you go. Okay. Now, what is Project Bluebeam? Well, Project Bluebeam involves two things. It involves a technology simulated second coming, and the reemergence of new Montauk type projects that have the ability to take a whole bunch of people in a rapture type situation. Now, if you guys, you know, have been following this, you know that this is going to be part of the holographic projections that they're going to be putting into the skies. This is part of the whole, I want to say, voice of God technology that the that they're putting into you know, what I want to say, the ELF microwave towers. You know, so this is something that we're taking a look at now. This is all has to do with the emergence of a global event. Let me see if I can pull you guys something. I want you guys to take a listen to something, because again, this isn't something that's new. This is something that yeah, I'm gonna play this for you guys. This is something that when Ronald Reagan was talking with the UN, he addressed what benefits basically an alien, quote, alien invasion would have on the planet. So, like I said, this isn't anything new.
Don't forget to share.
Yo, yeah, I know, right? Don't forget to share. There you go. Present to everybody. Okay, here we go. Let's see what President Reagan has to say.
One point in our discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev, when you stop to think that we're all God's children, wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe.
I'm going to stop it right there for a second. Imagine how easy our jobs would be. Remember that. That's what he said right there, because we're going to talk about that, because that plays along with this whole blue beam, plays along completely on what this show is about. Pay attention to what he says.
We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. Well, I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us, we can bring about that realization. You know?
I don't think we're going to wait for that to happen. I think we're going to bring about the situation.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah.
Like I said, this is not mine and Robbie's opinions. You know,
at the end of the day, we are living in their world. We are living in the Masons' world. We are living in the elite world according to their design. Yeah. So we are going to be playing by their rules. And their rules dictate that they need a one world government. And to do that, they need World War III, and they need an alien disclosure or an invasion to come about to stop it. Because if you have a World War III and all of a sudden, like he said, would now jobs be easier if we were faced with a threat from an outside force? All of a sudden, World War III would go out of the window, because everybody would have to unite then. And the only way to unite is to join forces in a one world government, as according to their design. Right,
right. And like, you know, like we said at the top of the hour, we've been seeing a lot of movement with the Vatican lately. A lot of meetings, a lot of you know, talking about these aliens. You know, the Pope even said that these quote unquote aliens are our brothers. Should they come to Earth, but we'll baptize them in the name of, well, he used Jesus Christ. But up on the screen, I want you guys. This is called Exo Vaticana Petros Romanus. I want you guys to take a look at this. It says Christians will not immediately need to renounce their faith in God. Simply on the basis of the reception of this new unexpected information of a religious character from extraterrestrial civilizations. However, once the religious content originating from outside the earth has been verified, they will have to conduct a rereading of the gospel inclusive of the data. So basically what they're saying is once an extraterrestrial contact is verified, and it's verified through them, okay, then we will have to, the religious people of this world will have to reevaluate our religious content, meaning our Bibles, and we'll have to take a step back, and we'll have to realize that, well, I guess that they think that we will be wrong. Now, this ties directly in to Project Bluebeam with step 1. Step 1 of Bluebeam is the breakdown of archaeological knowledge. It deals with staging earthquakes at certain precise locations around the planet where supposed new, quote, discoveries will finally explain what the meaning of the basic doctrines of all the world's major religions are, and that they are wrong. This falsification will be used to make the population believe that all the religious doctrines has been misunderstood and misinterpreted. You see how this all ties in together? The Vatican is verifying what we know to be the first step of Project Bluebeam. So now they know that if we look at this signal, and if they can, quote unquote, verify that this is, quote, extraterrestrial in nature, then those of us that are religious, that believe the Bible, will be looked upon as crazy. They're crazy. We told you it was wrong. We told you it was man-made. Told you it was written by the hand of a man, not of, you know, God. So you see where this is going, guys? This will bring in the next step. Now, the next step on Project Bluebeam is it deals with the gigantic space show. 3D optical holograms and sounds, laser projections of multiple holographic images in different parts of the world, each receiving a different image according to the predetermined original national religious faith, which means some of the world will see hippie Jesus, some of the world will see Allah, some of Muhammad, some of they'll see the Maitreya, Sandana, some of the world will see Buddha, depending on that part of the world. And this new God image will talk in all languages. This is where the voice of God technology comes in. This is where these microwave ELF signals come into play. Ladies and gentlemen, and those of you listening, those of you in the chat room, we are close to alien deception, probably closer than we ever have been. They are setting us up for the ultimate deception here. Robbie, talk to me.
Yeah, I was going to say, buckle up, take a seat, grab some popcorn. This is it, yeah? It's this is in the beginning stages of whatever their plans are. Well, we know what their plans are. I mean, you just had it in black and white. You know, it's you're going to find that truth is stranger than fiction. But let me tell you, right, when it happens, right, this will be a world-changing event. It will be bigger than 9/11. Yeah, it will be the most significant event in human history, so to speak. Right? This is how they're going to play it. They are going to have the world captivated by this one singular event. This is where science fiction meets reality, where the rubber hits the road, right? And you people out there are going to have to reevaluate everything, right? And you're going to have to make a decision, right? Are you going to believe their lies? Or are you going to believe what the Most High has warned you in the Bible, right? Word for word, right? Because they are going to do, you are going, as they said, you know, men's hearts will fail them, yeah, for what they are about to see, yeah? every science fiction film that you've ever seen about aliens, alien invasions, alien contact, alien this and alien that is going to come to reality. Unfortunately, it's a deception, right? We can't stress it any more than what we can now. Yeah,
Right.
It's down to you. It's down to you and your faith and your belief. Yeah, because it is going to be tested to the maximum.
Right.
But it's going to happen. It is happening. It's already started. Once they, they are downplaying it at the moment. Maybe there's a signal. Maybe it's authentic. Maybe it's not. Let's wait and see. Blah blah blah. But that's how they do it. Yeah, you'll get on with your day then. You will get on with your day. But the day will come pretty soon, right, where you will put on CNN or Sky News or whatever it is you're going to be watching, and they are going to be focusing up in the sky and say, yeah, something's coming. It's coming through now. When they have all these stories about, these, is aliens going to land on the White House lawn, the Independence Day type. I mean, like, take the last Independence Day movie, for instance, yeah? I mean, what was the premise about that? Aliens are coming to attack. The world suddenly forgets all its differences. They all join together and they defeat the enemy. Yeah, well, it could come in either way.
Completely what President Reagan, wanted his address to the UN. Completely, absolutely. And another thing, Robbie, look at Hollywood. Hollywood has been setting up for an alien invasion for decades.
Yep. And they haven't.
Every single. Well, you and I have talked about this. Yeah. You and I have talked about the movies that are being released in 2016, 2017. We've looked at the list. We've gone over the genre of it, or the topics of these movies being released, and a majority of them, if not, I would say 90% of them, have something to do with outer space.
There's a movie coming out called The Arrival, or The Arrivals.
Yes.
The Arrival.
The Arrivals.
Yeah. You've seen the trailer for it.
I have.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They are tipping this film before it's even come out for an Oscar. Yeah. This is how seriously they're taking this movie. Now, if some trashy film is going to be nominated for an Academy Award, right? There's an agenda behind it. Yeah, no matter what film it is, there's always an agenda. But because they want you to see that film, they want you to rate that film. Well, they're turning their attention to a science fiction film about alien contact on Earth, and anyone that hasn't seen it, go on YouTube and type in The Arrival, and you'll see this film. It's quite disturbing, really, how they put it, and yeah, they haven't made the technology, improved the technology for movies for no reason whatsoever, because a lot of the movies that are out now, the art actually imitates life. You cannot hardly tell the difference between the CGI and the real thing, which goes back to NASA. NASA has been showing us CGI for how many decades now?
Right.
Yeah, they're just getting really good at it now.
That's why when we see false flags, I mean, you guys if they can use special effects in Hollywood to make us believe that somebody's arm got cut off, or that, somebody's gotten, blunted, a knife in the back.
Or someone could fly 2 planes into a building.
Or so, right. I mean,
yeah.
This is real life, guys. I pulled up The Arrival, the trailer for The Arrival. Let's take a look at it.
There are days that define your story beyond your life. Like the day they arrived.
What might be called first contact. The objects measure at least.
I'm Colonel GT Weapon from Intelligence. Pack your bags. You're at the top of everyone's list when it comes to translations.
Priority 1. What do they want? Where are they from? You'll be reporting to me, but you'll be working with him when you're in the show. That's what they call it, a UFO.
It's being carted off from the medevac.
Not everyone is wired for what you're about to do.
So what do they look like? You'll see soon enough. Every 18 hours, a door opens up. That's where we go in.
It's done. Yeah, the descendant.
What happens now?
They arrive.
have landed around the world. This is one of 12.
I'm never going to be able to speak their words.
Got 2 days. Figure something out.
I am a human.
It's their language. We need to make sure that they understand the difference between a weapon and a tool. Language is messy, and sometimes one can be both.
Are you dreaming in your language? It's possible they're prodding us to fight among ourselves.
This is just a way to force us to work together for once.
It's more complicated than that.
How is it more complicated?
Russia just executed one of their own to keep their secrets.
Got 21 hours to full days off global war. So how do we clarify their intentions?
I go back in.
Why does this feel worse?
So let me get this right. They've sent 12 spaceships, right? 12 alien disciples in the shape of an all-seeing eye.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I want to play something again for everybody. If you guys, I cannot stress to you enough the importance of what Ronald Reagan said to us at the UN.
I couldn't help at one point in our discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev, when you stop to think that we're all God's children wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. Well, I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us we can bring about that realization.
Laurie,
I don't think.
pull up that
What?
video that I sent you. Show them what we're really dealing with. in a moment. Show them what we're really dealing with,
Okay.
as opposed
Well,
to what they want to search.
Okay. While I'm copying and pasting and pulling that up, I want to remind you guys that the number of UFO sightings is on the rise here. Oops. Is on the rise. Okay. Yeah. Just this year alone, we're talking about 1,177 UFO sightings just in the United States. 353 of them were just in the month of March. Okay. And these are just reported sites. These are from the UFO reporting, National UFO Reporting Center. If you guys go to it, it's NUFORC.org, www.NUFORC.org. It's the National UFO Reporting Center. They keep track of the people that report UFO sightings, and it has increased, and it remains increasing exponentially every single month. So let's play this this video for you guys that Robbie has. Here we go. Oh, hold on. Am I sharing? Son of a gun.
Nope.
Yeah. This is for you, Scott. Dun, 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 dun. That's what I'm hearing in my head right now. Okay, here we go.
Okay, let me explain to you what you just saw in the first segment of that video. How I saw it, and this is how it was explained. Something came out of somewhere, out of another dimension.
Robbie, while you're talking, I'm going to mute it and play it again.
Yeah, mute.
Go ahead. Oh, you're breaking up, hon. You're breaking up.
If you got it back at the, yeah, you can hear me, yeah?
I can hear you now. Okay, here we go. Go ahead. I've got it playing. Oh God, Robbie.
Oh, this is what everybody. Hello. Hello.
You there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. All right. I've got it playing.
Right. Basically, this is what we call an interdimensional being, or what you would refer to as a fallen angel. It has come out of another dimension into this dimension, but unfortunately, it's having problems keeping its shape. Right. So what's happening is it's panicking, and as it's panicking, it's starting to disappear and go back to where it came from, and then come back. But for some reason, it doesn't want to go back to where it came from. So when it comes back through into this dimensional realm, it starts changing shape. Now, one of the shapes that it changes into is a dragon. Yeah, can you believe that? See it there? That actually changes into a dragon, and then it changes into another shape. Changes into another shape. It's panicking. It's having trouble holding its form. Right? So it is shape shifting, you know, just like the Transformers movies kind of thing, but it's having no control or coherence over what it's changing into, right? So this is what we are dealing with. We are not dealing with craft from another galaxy or another planet. We are dealing with interdimensional beings as described in the Bible. But as the Bible says, you know, as Satan could come as an angel of light, which means he can transform into whatever he wants, and so can his lieutenants, his generals, right? The other fallen. What you are witnessing right there on that screen is, for all intents and purposes, a fallen angel, nothing more. And this is how they've been fooling us for so long. Can you see how it's changed? See how it can't? It's bubbling into different things. It's bubbling into different forms. At one point, it turns into a dragon and gives itself away.
Exactly. And again, I'm going to tell you guys, this is not any, this is not opinion as far as, what Robbie and I are saying. This is stuff that's documented, proof. This is coming, this signal that we're reporting on today is coming directly from SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And, you can see that the, completely safe. I strongly suggest you guys, Google this. Don't ever take anything Robbie and I say with 100%, faith. Don't go on faith. We are to test the spirits. We're told that in the Word of God. Test all spirits. And it's very easy to verify what we're saying. I'm going to put all the links in underneath the show in the description box so you guys can go and take a look. I'm going to put Project Bluebeam. I'm going to put all of the links or all of the videos that we played in the show today. I'm going to put up their Exo Vatican. I'm going to put up, everything that you guys need. I'm going to give you guys the tools that you need to research this. This is, like I said, again, this is not our opinion. We do not deal with opinions on this show, on this channel. Because, opinions are irrelevant. We deal with facts. Yeah. These aren't our words, so that's how we do things here. Opinions, if we're going to do opinions, we're going to do a commentary and we're going to tell you our opinions. But unless we say, in my opinion, or this is a commentary or whatever, we're dealing in facts. These are hardcore facts. These are verifiable facts. These are vetted facts. So I've got the hiccups. So, okay, Robbie, let's ask you a question, hon. In your opinion, let's do this. We'll show. In your opinion, where do we go from here? What is this? Because I mean, we have to speculate at this moment because we only have the facts leading up to today. We only had the facts leading up to the discovery of this signal, which we knew was coming. We knew that this day would happen.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that, and I want to reiterate to you guys, the fact that this signal was discovered last year, but only released to the public this in the last few days, speaks volumes of it too, because we know that 2016, 2017 is going to be a significant year for things to start happening. We're going to be seeing a lot of things moving forward. So, in your opinion, Robbie, what do we see? Where do we see this going?
Well, we're gonna see full disclosure by the Vatican. I mean, they've been putting stuff out saying that there's a possibility on. I don't believe in dates, date setting, but they've said that by September 23rd or 26th, there's going to be a disclosure. Now, where did we get September the 23rd and September the 26th from? Yeah, last year. What was last year? They said that something was going to happen. Nothing ever happened. But with this, I believe that we are going to have disclosure. I've been saying this for the past 8 months. In 2016, we will have disclosure. Well, don't go on feelings, but I feel it from what I see, from the information that's coming to me, and the time frame of everything, you know, with the possibility of martial law, with the possibility of World War III, with the possibility of an economic crash, with the possibility of, well, the outbreaks of more viruses and stuff, you know, with all the agendas that they've got all working in tandem with each other, we know that the biggest card that they will ever pull is the alien card, right? And I think they are going to set up the announcement for disclosure at the latter part of this year. I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm not saying putting faith in what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's a very good chance that this is the time, and they're going to drip right now. They're going to drip feed bits of information, because that's what they've been doing. I mean, for the last few months, they've been telling us about all these new planets that they found, so-called planets that they found, these exoplanets, and some of them are Earth-like. You know, like Kepler, and there was one the other week. They said that was the one where the signal that they just found. They said there's a planet that's Neptune-like. I mean, I don't know how they can manage to. Oh, they find them because they actually measured the wobble of a star. The planet, it's complete, absolute, mind-boggling nonsense. Yeah, but it sounds really good. People buy it up. They lap it up. They want faith in NASA and all that, because that's all that people without faith of all, that's all they got to go on. But when you actually break it down and you realize that NASA is nothing more than an organization run by occultists, Mormons and Freemasons, you realize there's something wrong with this picture. Yeah, and we know that they are bringing this alien deception. It's the only thing that's going to actually gel the one world religion together, because without the one world religion, the new world order will not have any coherence, no cohesion whatsoever.
Right.
So that's where I think what I think.
Right. And I want to draw people back to, you know, they say, well, how will this happen? How is an event like this going to bring forth the new world order? Let me remind you guys, let's take you guys back to September 11th, when the Twin Towers fell. Remember, go back to how you felt that day. You felt vulnerable, you felt scared, you felt just completely unnerved. Now, we know that the alien deception is going to be a world-changing event. It's going to be bigger than 9/11. So take that feeling and put it on a global basis. You all of a sudden you see UFOs in the sky. Think Independence Day. We wake up one morning and on the mainstream media news we see these huge motherships over every metropolitan area across the world. You're going to be asking questions, but most of all, you're going to be looking to your government to protect you. And at that time, you're going to be willing, just like we did on 9/11, guys. We were vulnerable. We were vulnerable, and we were willing to give up our rights to get that safety back. And that's how the Patriot Act came about originally. We didn't even care. We didn't care that they took away any of our freedoms or liberties. We just wanted that sense of protection and security back. Think of that on a global basis, guys. The governments of the world uniting, like the words of President Reagan said, to defeat and fight an extraterrestrial force. We will be willing to give up all of our freedoms, our boundaries, and everything that we are fighting for right now in order to get some sort of normalcy back in this world. That can mean going to Freeman camps. That can mean taking the mark of the beast. That can mean a number of things. This is all pretty much written in stone.
Yeah, and there's the added element as well, that once this event happens, us truthers are finished. Yeah, how the hell, once the world is convinced that aliens exist, so to speak, how the hell are you going to convince the world that they're not aliens? Yeah, they're going to play if you think you're having a tough time now, you wait till this event happens. Yeah, you are never going to be believed about anything. But the scriptures tell us this. Yeah, you know, they're going to think that you're nuts. They're going to think you're crazy. But didn't
right? And, well, not only will the days of us truthers be gone, but the days of us believers, are of Christians, quote unquote Christians or Nazareans, the believers in the one true Yeshua, we will be looked upon. I mean, up on the screen, guys, I'm going to read it to you again. I know I've read it to you a few minutes ago, but I'm going to read it to you. This is directly from the Vatican astronomer, eminent theologian and full professor of fundamental theology at the Pontificia University di Stella Croce in Rome, connected with the Opus Dei, Father Giuseppe Tanzila-Niti. He says Christians will not immediately need to renounce their faith in God simply on the basis of the reception of this new unexpected information of a religious character from extraterrestrial civilizations. However, once the religious content originating from outside the earth has been verified, they will have to conduct a rereading of the gospel. They will have to, what he means is we will have to re-examine what we know to be our faith.
Yeah. And for a weak,
yeah.
And for a weak-minded person, that statement alone would get that person thinking already. Yeah, before the events even happened. You know, you've got to read between the lines to be able to decipher the fact that there's a deception. And at the end of the day, the great delusion is coming on its way. You know.
Right. And this goes to step one of Project Bluebeam. Again, I know I read this to you, but I want to pound this into your heads. It says step one of Bluebeam concerns the breakdown of archaeological knowledge. It deals with staging earthquakes in certain precise locations around the planet where supposed new discoveries will finally explain that the meaning of the basic doctrine of all the world's major religions are wrong. Guys, this is a direct attack on religion. This is the way they are going to usher in a new world government and ultimately a new world religion. And I believe at the same time that this deception, this disclosure comes about, we will have the collapse of the world economies. Goes along with it, guys. What are the three stages? What are the three things of setting up the new world order? A one world religion, a one world government, and a one world currency. It's coming, guys. It is coming. We are closer now to disclosure than we ever have been. All I can say is, keep your eyes posted. Keep your eyes to the Lord, because our salvation is nigh. He's coming. But I also want to make sure that you guys know that the false Messiah comes first. The Antichrist comes first. If you are still in the flesh, and we're not even going to get into the whole, I don't need to know this because the rapture is going to take me out of this. We're not even going to get into that. I want you guys to know that if you're still here in the flesh, When you look up at the sky and you see a Jesus, or you see a Sandana, or if you see Buddha or whatever it is, if you see a Muhammad, if you are still here in the flesh, he being the Yeshua, him being Jesus Christ, has not returned. Keep that in mind, guys.
You'll know when he comes, because there's going to be a world of trouble when he comes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. it's not all sweetness and roses. Let me tell you that.
Right.
No.
And you know, I people say to me all the time, and I kind of liken this to a child, and all of you mothers out there can identify with what I'm going to say. When you give birth to a child, at least, I mean, I don't know. I used to talk to my baby while she was my children. I'm going to use my daughter as an example, because we used to talk to her all the time, especially her father. Every night he would sit down and talk to my stomach for hours, literally. And when she was born, you know, he cut the cord and he handed her to me in the hospital. And I was looking, she was very awake. I mean, completely alert. Looking, she was blinking, like, you know, because they put that crap in their eyes, but she was blinking and she was trying to focus. And all of a sudden he came over and he was kind of standing behind her, and he said, what he said to her every night, Taylor Marie, this is your father and I love you. And her head went boom, right to him. She knew his voice. And I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters, when he comes, we will know his voice instinctively.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, this show took the place of our Bloodline Part 4, the DuPonts. But I'm going to, if you're up for it tonight, Robbie, why don't we do that tonight?
Yeah, I'm up for it. Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it.
I thought you would be, my friend. I thought you would be. Yeah. Oh, hold on a second. Of course it's Dave. Oh, it's not. It's not. Hold on a second, guys. Hey, sweetie, let me call you right back. I'm just wrapping up a show. Okay, back. Oh, I think my son got his, okay, anyways, good news for my son. So yeah, we are going to do part 4 of our Illuminati Bloodline, the DuPonts, tonight. So I'm going to do that at, what time you want to do that, Robbie? It's on you, babe.
Whatever, in a few hours. I don't know. What time is it now?
Well, it's 3:30 my time.
Right, okay, so say 3 hours time or something. Few hours, couple hours, few hours. It's 9:28 here, so I mean it.
Right. So let's do it.
Go on.
Let's do it at 6 o'clock my time, midnight your time.
Yeah, okay then.
Okay, so we will be back on the air at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, to give you guys part 4 of our Illuminati Bloodline families. We're going to be talking about the DuPonts. And I got to say, the DuPont families, I've really, I've had fun researching them.
Yeah.
And I've had a little bit more time researching them, because remember last time what happened is I thought that we were doing the DuPonts when we were actually doing the Collins, and wasn't prepared for them, but yeah. So, but I really want to thank everybody for joining us today. We had quite a few people watching, quite a few people in the chat room. I want to thank everybody for helping out, throwing out the information, and for joining us, for allowing us to come into your homes for this hour and a half. And any closing thoughts, Robbie?
Yeah, well, you know, we're not given a spirit of fear, but I'd like to say, take this deadly seriously, yeah, because it's coming and it is going to happen, and you need to be watchful, and you need to be able to warn people. You need to get your ducks in a row with this, yeah. You need to go back to scripture. You need to be convicted really of this, because you know. The deception is going to be so elaborate that even the elect shall be deceived if such things could happen. Yeah.
Right.
So just be on your guard.
On your guard. Absolutely, be on your guard. Where can we find you, Robbie?
You can find me at Illuminati Soldiers of Truth and you can find me at Exposing Satanic World Government, both on Facebook, and you can also find me right here with your good self, Laurie Alexander.
And yes, I'm so grateful and thankful for all of you guys. You guys make it worthwhile. You guys are some pretty good bunch of people in the chat room there, and I want to thank you all. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody in the chat room, and thank you Robbie for joining me again. And we will see you later tonight. Like I said, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we'll talk about part 4 of our Illuminati family, the DuPonts. Until next time, speak the truth even if your voice trembles. And we're going to keep giving you doses of truth right here. Bye-bye.